You are tuned in to Kids
In the Pit!
Bring the Noise, punk and hardcore radio brought to you by Outsider Magazine and In Effect Hardcore on WXAS.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Chris and Holly from Bring the Noise. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me about Bring the Noise.
Okay, it's a radio show on internet radio WXAX, which is out of the Hudson Valley in New York. We're on once a week, every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So it's a 2-hour show. And Holly was the one who had the idea behind it, and she asked me to join. Holly, you can say anything else about it? Outside of that intro?
Yeah, so we play like Chris said, 2 hours of punk and hardcore. We play bands from the Hudson Valley and Long Island, but we also play like classic stuff and brand new stuff from all over the world, really, whatever is kind of on our radar at the moment.
How can I get... Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to add that the fact that we both do current magazines, well, she does a magazine and I do the website, we get a lot of correspondence from a lot of bands that maybe don't necessarily line up for an interview or a full-on review, but we're able to accommodate or help them out or get them some kind of coverage with the show, because the amount of stuff that comes into both of us is tremendous. And with the show, these are ways that we can still help bands by playing songs and also giving news. We have little updates throughout the show as well. And it's another way to get bands more coverage.
Yeah, and the social media posts that go along with each weekly episode, I think, help tie the bands together with each other and with their listeners and with us too. So I think that helps everybody as well.
Yep. How can I get my band played on it?
Send us your songs.
What song to play.
Yeah, send us the songs you want us to play, and we'll hook you up.
Definitely will. Okay. So when did Bring the Noise start?
We started November 6th of last year, so we just had our first anniversary. Cool. So yeah, it's been a fun year. It's been a lot.
Yep. Chris, you also run something called In Effect Hardcore, right?
Yes.
What is it all about, and when did you start it?
I started in 2012. It's a website covering hardcore worldwide. It's a continuation of a fanzine I used to do that was called In Effect Fanzine. I started that in 1988. It ran through 1999 with some hiatuses. I had 12 total issues. The last issue was insane. It had like 10,000. It had 10,000 copies. It has since, the time since the fanzine ended and the website has continued on. It has been turned into a book. It's like a 1,000,000-page book by Shining Life Press out of the DC area. They put it out as a book. But anyway, the website has news, photos, interviews, reviews, big social media presence. We have a lot of updates and whatnot, covering bands, not just from the New York area. The fanzine, when it was out, was primarily a New York hardcore fanzine. And since went to internet in 2012, it's taken on a more across the country, but also a global look. I don't want to say like a global. I mean, I will cover bands from anywhere, but primarily they're from the United States, but definitely no bias towards bands from Europe, Japan, Southeast Asia, wherever. If you're a good band looking to cover you, looking to check out new stuff.
Yep. My mom makes your stickers, and I remember that we put some around Tokyo when we went there to see sick of it all.
I remember that. I really appreciate it. I had someone else tell me that one time that there are no stickers in Japan. The second you put them up, someone comes to take them down. So the fact that I got a photo of it was pretty cool. So appreciate the sticker help. That's another side aspect of In Effect is the whole sticker game that we have going on.
Yeah, I feel like that's not that true, because we saw a lot of stickers there. So, or maybe the sticker placing ratio to being taken down is there's too many stickers to take down something.
Well, it's a populous country to also, so I would figure maybe the person who told me that lives in an area that's very what I call like sterile areas. Sterile areas. There's a lot of those in New York City where they have dedicated teams that like in touristy areas where they just clean everything up. Any kind of sticker, graffiti, anything just gets painted over, cleaned up within within the that part of the day. So
Yeah.
I would assume that's wherever this person was telling me about was a similar situation.
Yeah. Is that your house like with all the stickers?
Yeah, this is my basement. I literally have thousands of stickers here. Without you want me to pan around the room?
Sure.
Okay, so it's like that's the door. This is like my basement. That's the wall. There's like this is I don't know if you can get the whole thing in there, but there's literally like doors are covered. Basically, doing the website for 10 plus years now. Anytime I have interactions with bands, whether at a show or if I interview them, I try to trade stickers in turn, gets the NFX stickers out to, far off places. And then I like to have each bands that I cover or have some kind of contact with here in my house, sort of like a memory of sorts. I'm not really a big record collector. I'm not a t-shirt collector, but I'm a huge sticker collector. It's like, do you have anything to do with hardcore? And so, I want your sticker. I want to put it in my basement. And hopefully, there's no flooding, there's no planes that crash into my house or UFOs that want to take my house and steal it from me or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll send you some World of Chaos stickers sometime.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yep.
I know you can get mine pretty easily.
I'm printing right now.
Oh yeah. There were I had like a big old sticker ball that was like 5 pounds, but it got thrown away. So I'm making a new one, and I think one of the in effect stickers that got messed up, I put it on there, I believe.
Cool.
Yep. So you're contributing to the sticker ball.
Thank you.
Holly, you run a zine called Outsider Magazine. What's it all
Mhm.
about, and when did you start it?
It's primarily punk and hardcore bands. We cover metal as well. And then we have art and like lifestyle topics that go along kind of with our scene. So we talk a lot about movies, mostly vintage movies. Um, I cover an artist every issue, usually in our centerfold in full color. So I'll interview them, and we range from like graffiti artists to mural painters to people who do tattoos and that kind of artwork. I started it in 2000 when I was in high school. We have 38 issues so far.
Wow.
She prints a lot of those up too, and it's free.
Yeah,
So
it's a
she
free magazine.
she distros them all over Hudson Valley, and I'm like the Long Island distribution person. And there's how many do you print again?
We print like 5,500 an issue, and this next issue we're gonna add 1,000 copies to our circulation.
Yeah, we hand them out at shows. It's Holly's magazine, but obviously I help out. But it's like handing them out at shows is usually a very positive experience, and I put them in all sorts of record stores all over here on Long Island, and I've helped get other contacts like outside of Long Island also. Like Generation Records is a big one in the city and in Manhattan for outsider.
Yeah, and we have a whole team of people that helps with distribution. There's bands that take them on tour. There's people that just when they travel, they'll take a stack or two and just distribute them wherever they go. They'll find record stores, or they'll say, "Oh, I'm going to a show out in North Carolina. I'm going to take some magazines with me. I have a friend going to Hawaii next month, so she's going to take a couple stacks and bring them to record stores and comic book shops and places out there," which is kind of exciting because I don't think the magazine's been to Hawaii in a long time. So that's kind of how all that works, is we just have a team of people who love what we're doing and want to help out. So it's pretty cool the way it's created a whole community. And we book shows. Outsider books a lot of shows. So if your band ever wants to come play in the Hudson Valley, we'll hook you up with that too.
Where's that again?
Hudson Valley, New York.
Yeah, but like, is it like Western or Eastern?
We're like 60 miles north of the city of New York City.
Cool. Yeah, we'd love to go there sometime. We're playing Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine this weekend, so that'll be very fun.
Yeah, that sounds cool. It's a good
It-
cluster of places to go.
Sorry. When this comes out, it should
You'll be in Maine.
we'll be in Maine. Yeah.
Very
So-
cool.
Another cool thing about Outsider is Holly would send the magazine to me to in effect to be reviewed. And over a course of time, I just started, really liking what she was doing. I liked the variations. It wasn't just all bands, it was like artists, and just like leafing through it. It's like almost like a good look at the Hudson Valley. There was like all sorts of weird stores, and like it was like one's record store that has like pinball machines in it, right? There's like tattoo shops and all these coffee shops, and just like it was like almost like a punk magazine with oddities thrown in that had this really cool thing, really cool vibe about it. And it's like one of those magazines where you can just keep going back to it. Maybe like you pick out, I want to read this interview with, whatever band, but then you start going, what's this band about? Or what's this artist about? Next thing you know, you're leafing through it. And anyway, that's how I got attached. And then along the way, Holly asked, she had an offer to do that Bring the Noise show. And she asked me if I wanted to join in on it with her. And since then, it's like we've kind of like have like this amazing tag team of sorts where it's like where I'm like messaging her on Instagram like multiple times a day. It's like we just keep giving ourselves more work. It's like absolutely ridiculous. She's like, you should
100%.
do this and you should do this. And like, I'm like, we had too many things. Like just this past weekend, we were like, I'm like, I can't do this certain segment on the radio show this week because I'm just burnt. And she's like, I'm burnt too. So like, all right, let's just like scale back this week and stop giving ourselves so much work that we don't have to do.
Yeah, we're always coming up with new ideas and then fully acknowledging that we don't have time for new ideas, but
Yeah.
it's still
yeah.
fun to kind of daydream about it because
Oh, speaking of more ideas, you have this, tell them about the TV.
oh yeah,
TV.
there's that. So most of the shows I book are fully pro shot video and fully recorded. So they're already pro mixed and everything ready to go. And we're trying to figure out what to do with all this footage. So we're working on a project that will kind of bounce off of Bring the Noise and be a visual version. And we're going to call it Outsider TV. So we're working on a YouTube channel for that. And it'll all connect with the in effect and Outsider and Bring the Noise and all that. And then we'll have video.
When do you plan to have that going, Jahali?
We are hoping to have something by like late spring, something to show for our efforts.
Okay.
So that's kind of the hope. We'll see. So that's where we're going from that.
Gabe, didn't your new band just put a new record out?
I mean, it was like
Your goofy band.
Oh, what? Farm Machinery?
World of Chaos.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about
it
his
was like
joke
6
band.
months ago.
This.
Yes, I seen that cover. Is that 6 months old already?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm
Wait,
crazy.
and you got it? You have it on vinyl?
Yep. We
When did that happen?
June?
I think we got these in the mail in June, and then I think the album came out in April. So
Oh really? Oh okay. On Spotify it was in April.
Wow, time flies, man.
Yeah.
I remember when that was like in the, you were looking for artwork for that one. And now it's out and it's on vinyl too. I didn't know.
yeah,
And you only have like 25 left.
yeah, we ordered 100. We only got like 25 copies left, which is crazy.
Well, that's very cool.
People,
When you guys go out of state, like, do you guys get good reaction as like, or are you headlining, or are you like the opener in the middle usually, or just mixed up?
You're in this weekend you're in the middle on
yeah,
both.
we're
on
mainly-
2 and first on 1, I think. No headlining.
yeah,
this
usually in
weekend.
the middle, and then well, we did play Texas in October, and I think one of the shows we played like in the middle. Second one, we were one of the openers. It was like an 8-band bill though, and then the third one, we headlined. trying to think. Oh yeah, the second show was in San Antonio. People were like, kids were going off. It was probably one of our best reactions, like one of the best reactions we've got from playing ever.
How many shows you guys played over the years?
Over the year.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, we played last year.
It's a little more than a year,
Yeah.
right? August.
Yeah, August. Over the year and a quarter.
40 or so.
Really?
Wow.
It also seems like the band's been out longer than this too. This is your second release, right?
Anyway, I think if you go to the folder that's World of Chaos shows, it shows all of them, and there's a number at the top.
I'll just check while you're talking.
Okay. Yeah, do that. So where do you each live, and did you grow up there?
Holly, you want to do that or?
I'm not going to say exactly where I live, but I grew up in Newburgh, New York, and that's where Outsiders still based. So I live pretty close to there. So that's Orange County, New York.
Tell us your home address. Tell us your home address now. I grew up in Queens and New York City, College Point, 119-16 8th Avenue, College Point, 11356. Home phone number 718-961-1529. All of that information is passed, so no one's there that I know. I now live on Long Island. I've been here for about 15 plus years now. This is home. I like it. But Queens is the home base, College Point. A lot of memories there. My block that I grew up on was a special block. It had about maybe 40 plus kids on the dead end that I grew up on. All the houses were 2-family houses with, multiple residents in each house. Every house, I would say 80% of the houses had kids in them. And we would just be in the street like all the time playing. And then most of those kids, or a big chunk of those kids, we found hardcore and heavy metal and thrash and all this other crazy shit all almost at the same time. And we had like this amazing, I feel like we had this insane, amazing childhood that grew into teenagers and then into adults. And many of these people I still have friends with. And it just grew. It just grew out of this little thing on this dead end street. And then we became friends with all the different people that we know in the scene. And then it just expanded. Like it's like this blob that's just like rolling along and just collecting bodies. It's been a great ride.
That's a better story than I had.
My block is awesome. My friend who passed away last year, we were always like saying like, we could actually probably write a book of all these insane stories that we have. And it's not anything bad. There's no criminal activity or anything. Just that everybody had like nicknames. It was Dirt Bomb Charlie and oh my God, now I'm gonna miss all these names. But just like there were nicknames and there were stories and kids, doing we're out to like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night on a weeknights, and the few families that didn't have kids that were trying to go to sleep for work the next day would just go berserk, like trying to kill us, because, their kids were grown and, now here we are like 10, 11, 12 years old going berserk in the street in the summertime. Anyway, good times. It's a long time ago.
Chris has the best stories, by the way.
Thank you.
I wish our neighborhood had kids. There are like only a couple and none of them are like my age.
Yeah, it's a cool experience growing up with a whole neighborhood full of kids that are just running wild. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. We checked the folder. We have played 52 shows.
Wow.
That's pretty good. In a year and a quarter?
Yeah. Yeah, August was so yeah, a year and a quarter.
Yeah,
That's pretty
a
good.
lot.
More than one a week.
Is
Wow.
that
52 a year would be one a week.
I'm not a smart man, but I agree.
Both less than one a week.
wait, what?
Because it's been more than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Little
sorry.
tiny, like a little less than one a week. Because we want to like certain months we just had no shows, but then other months we'll just have like 8. So I guess when it rains it pours.
Yep.
So what was the first punk metal or hardcore show you went to, and how old were you?
Let's see. I don't know what the first show was. I don't remember. I remember going. My friends and I wasn't allowed to go to shows. My mom wouldn't let me. So I was 14 years old. I had just started high school. My friends decided they all wanted to go to this show, and we were going to meet there. So we kind of like finagled our way. We made things up, told our parents where we were going to be. Somehow I got there. I think I had to take a cab to this club, and I get there and none of my friends are there. And Newburgh is not the type of place where a 14-year-old kid should be alone walking around. But I found a payphone, and I remember calling my friends, and they were, oh, I can't make it. Oh, my mom won't let me go. Call my other friends. I can't get a ride. I can't get it. So I'm there by myself. And I just decided to go into the show because I didn't know what else I could do.
It was probably the safest choice.
Yeah. And I'll remember this forever. I don't remember exactly like details of the show, but I remember walking up to the door, and the guys running the door looked at me, and they looked at each other, and they kind of just told me to stand there for a minute. And they said, they kind of conferenced, and they're like, well, we can't like leave her out there. Well, we can't let her in by herself, all this stuff. And they kept going back and forth. And they came back finally with a big black marker, and they drew 2 giant X's on my hands. Like my whole hand was an X. And they go, you can go in, but don't try to drink. And I remember going, who would serve me alcohol? I'm a child. And I remember being in the show and just kind of just being like immersed in it. And since I was there alone, I just kind of had no choice but to really like talk to the bands and kind of get involved with everything that was happening and ask questions and buy merch. And not like it was, I mean, it was just local bands. So I bought like a t-shirt and whatever. And that was my first experience.
The first outsider came out a week later.
Yeah. So that was my first experience going to a hardcore show. I'd been to other shows like concerts and stuff, but I'd never been to a local hard punk or hardcore show before. And so that was my introduction.
My first show ever was a metal show, was Iron Maiden World Slavery Tour. And it's like, I just realized that I am wearing the shirt right now, not the original shirt, but I am wearing a, what is this? Not Hot Topic. What's the brand that's out there now that's like does represses and stuff like that? Anyway, I bought this like a year ago. Anyway, Madison Square Garden, Iron Maiden, I think Except from Germany opened up. It was amazing. No, I'm sorry. It was not at Madison Square. It was at the Nassau Coliseum, and Except did open. And my friend's father, the same friend who just passed away last year, his father knew one of the ushers that worked there. So we didn't have tickets. We just showed up, and my friend's father just goes to a certain door, and the friend opens the door and says, hey, what's up, boys? How you doing? You're going to be sitting in section blah, 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 which is right over there. And have a good time. So we just like went into the concert. My first concert was a free Iron Maiden and Except Nassau Coliseum. I believe it was 85. And that was my first show ever of any kind. We did the circuit of like, we saw Kiss at Madison Square Garden not too long after. I went to New Jersey on a bus to see Black Sabbath with, I believe, not Dio, not Ozzy. Who else? Who was the singer after them? Anyone?
His name.
I don't know.
right
Wasp opened and Anthrax opened. And Wasp had their heads like impaled on these giant heads, like a barbershop pole kind of looking thing. And they were turning in a circle. So that was like probably like that was within one of my first 5 shows. But we were like amped to see Anthrax. We were like Spreading the Disease. I was like into a little thrash, like Metallica, like Ride the Lightning when it came out, and Master of Puppets, and Death Angel, and then Dark Angel and Possessed, all these like thrash and like kind of like death metal bands. And then we quickly morphed into hardcore kids. And first hardcore show that I remember was that like a real hardcore show was Agnostic Front, New York Hoods, Nausea, and Trip 6 at CB's. And I think that was 87 in the summertime. And that was definitely a crazy experience because we felt like we were little kids. We were like these skinny kids going in, and like these like grown ass men people outside with like pit bulls and just like skinheads with pit bulls, and all these things that you see like on t-shirts of like these crazy scenes was like happening like right in front of us, and we were like, please don't kill us. But kept our mouth shut, and we just watched the bands, and then you find somebody to talk to, and then the next week you go to another show, and you got flyer for another show. Let's go to this show, and next thing you know, all we did was go to shows. It was like even when we were going to the arena shows, it's like we went to a lot of those, but then we found the hardcore shows. Everything was like $5 for the show. The Subway was like $1, $1.50. We would eat at CB's. The meal usually was beans and rice and a coffee cup, and you get a Snapple and maybe a thing of cookies, and that was like grand total of like $2. The Subway, if you paid, was like $1.50 ish, and the show was $5. So like well under $10. It had to be like in the $8 range. You had like a whole afternoon of entertainment.
Crazy.
My first big show that I ever went to in the city, like that I went down to Manhattan for, was I was in the Green Day fan club, and one day they called my house and they asked if I was I asked for me, and they said I won 2 tickets to see Green Day at the Roseland Ballroom. And then they asked if somebody named Brad was there, and I said, yeah, that's my brother. So they asked to speak to him. They told him he had 2 tickets. So we got on the train and we went down to Roseland, and we had tickets at will call, and that was really fun because I'd never ever been down there before, and it was this massive sold out show, and I think it was such a cool experience to have it be on the guest list,
Yeah.
like for that, because fan clubs back in the day were so cool. You got so much cool stuff from, like, it felt like hand written photocopied letters and stuff in the mail. It was so much fun. So they did that, and I remember my brother, I was like 16 at the time. My brother was 13.
Wow.
He had this giant mohawk, and we're in this crowd, and the opening band, we didn't know who it was supposed to be. There was a rumor it was the Offspring, but I don't know if that's true. They never showed up. So the crowd was getting wild and getting really, really restless. And the Roseland was wild itself because it had the slanted floor. So when it was packed, you were kind of not only squeezed together like sardines, but you were on an angle.
It hurts standing up like that.
Yeah, it wasn't comfortable. So when Green Day comes out on stage, they start playing the Ramones, and that's how you know they're coming out. So the Ramones started playing, and everybody rushed the stage, and I just lifted up off the floor. I was no longer touching the floor. I just started floating along this sea of people because there were so many people. And then my brother somehow got separated from me, and I just saw his mohawk in the crowd. Like, I tried to keep track of him because I felt like I was, responsible for him. So he's just kind of like, and then he disappeared for quite a while. And when he came back, it was like plastered to his head, and his earring was ripped out, I think. And he was just so happy. So that was my other, like, my first big,
That's a cool story.
rock show. Yeah.
We went to Warped Tour in Orlando this weekend. 80,000 people. That was
Wow.
crazy. I handed out 1,000 World of Chaos stickers. So
wow.
That's the way to do it.
Who were the big bands that they drew that much?
I mean, there were a ton of bands. I think the headliners for Friday were Falling in Reverse and Machine Gun Kelly, which I don't really like them, but
okay.
And then I think on Saturday it was A Day to Remember, and I don't know, but it was more like on the headlining bands were more on like the emo metalcore side, I guess you could say. But yeah, I only watched a couple bands because the reason we were there is because my mom was selling merch for Comeback Kid.
Oh, Comeback Kid's really good.
Yep, they're great. I watched. Trying to think of all the bands I watched. So I saw Thursday, I saw Guar, I saw Comeback Kid, and I had artist access. So I got on Saturday I had catering access. So I got like too much ice cream, like probably, I don't know, 10 cups. I mean, it's like a little like soft serve cup. It's like the little plastic cups.
So you just refill it as much as you want?
Well, you get one, then you get a new one. It was
Pennywise?
Oh yeah, we saw Pennywise. They were good. Why was it just those four? I feel like there were more. There were definitely a couple more.
Big ass truck.
Oh yeah, Big Ass Truck. I don't know if you guys know them. They're newer.
I
They're
like that name.
yeah, they're kind of goofy, but they have a song. It's like they're like a hardcore band. And they have a song called Big Ass Truck, and it's just big ass truck, and then a honk, and then like a heavy breakdown. I mean, it's more like I guess beatdown, but they're really funny.
That's cool.
Fun.
Definitely like the name. We'll
Yeah.
look them up later on.
Well, I believe so. They're a band called Big Ass Truck from like the '90s. They're Big Ass Truck, i.e., for Inland Empire, California.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes, you got to make sure that IE is there, or else you get like psychedelic rock.
Oh.
So what's your favorite place you've ever visited in the world?
I used to work for United Airlines a long time ago, so I've been to a bunch of places, but Hawaii was my favorite.
What were some
Went
of the
there, went there actually 4 times. I've been to like 30 states, I think, and I want to try to get to all 50. I no longer work at the airlines, and my travel has diminished. It's more like car rides in the Northeast where I live. But yeah, Hawaii was the best. Shout out to the Southwest of the United States. Arizona was amazing. Southern Utah was insane. And also South Dakota, I went to once, which is amazing. It's like just beautiful country, beautiful land, the terrain, everything's so cool and so different than what we have here on the East Coast. But
Yeah.
Hawaii for sure was my favorite.
Yeah, my band really hopes to someday play all 50 states. We're at like 15 or 16, and this tour this weekend will add 3. So, yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a very young age also. So it's like you have a huge head start, and it's great. Just keep going.
Yeah. Since you worked for United Airlines, did you like go to like any weird places?
No, the only thing I've done outside of the United States, which is I guess regret a little bit. I mean, Puerto Rico is a Commonwealth, so it's not it's technically still in the United States. But I went to Puerto Rico 3 times, and the second time that I was there, all 3 times I went there, I was friends with a band called Advertencia, which means warning in Spanish, I believe. Hopefully, I'm not wrong on that remembrance. But anyway, the second time that I was there, my friend Igor, who was the singer of this band, said, "I want to bring a New York hardcore band down here to Puerto Rico. Do you have any ideas of who we can bring down?" And or ask. And I said, what's ask? Indecision. The sign on to your AOL Instant Messenger. This is how far back. I think this was 98 or 99. And it just happened to be Justin Brannon, the guitar player, who was always on. He was never like signed off. He was on, and I just sent him a message saying, "Hey, do you guys want to play Puerto Rico? My friend who's down here has a band, and he's willing to, buy the plane tickets, and you guys will work out, the door and everything till everybody's, compensated the right way." And right away, he's like, "Yeah, sure." So that was my second trip there. And on the third trip, I flew down there and met Indecision, met the people in the band Advertencia, and it was supposed to be a 4-day tour. One of the shows got canceled. 2 of the shows sucked, and the one show that was amazing was absolutely insane. It was like there were guns involved. There was like it was freaking crazy. It was like a fight broke out. The owner pulled out a gun, started pointing it at people, and they said the show was over. Advertencia is on the stage, and the guy's like, "Fuck that! This is hardcore. Sometimes fights happen. The show will go on," and they just start playing. The guy puts the gun away, and everybody starts moshing again. It was freaking crazy. And I was like, think I was gonna die. I was like, I ducked down behind the drum set, like thinking we were gonna die. Cops never show up. Also, it was another funny part of that. Like
Yeah.
there's like guns. There's a big fight going on. There's guns, and no cops show up ever.
I had I mean, I played a show in Texas. I'm not even close to that, but kind of similar with my dad's band Thought Control last year in August, and it was San Antonio. Why are all the crazy shows in San Antonio? The one where all the kids were going off for World of Chaos, San Antonio. Anyways, so we did our set, and the band after us plays, and kids are just going off, and they're just destroying stuff. I think singer hits like a light bulb or something while swinging around the mic and it shatters everywhere. And then the like owner like make turns off the power or something and makes them stop. But then not only did she turn off the power, but she made them stop. And then they were like, "Screw you, we're gonna keep playing." And then they were just like everyone was just ripping apart the building. Like the fiberglass insulation was everywhere. They were ripping out the ducts. It was ridiculous.
I mean, if I was the owner of that place, I would have gone berserk. Like, how do you stop like a whole show, like tearing your place apart?
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, the kid shouldn't have done all that, but it was wild. I remember like while we were watching them, he hit while stuff was getting destroyed, like a shard of glass like flew like right past my eye like that. It was ridiculous.
Ouch.
Fight outside too.
There was a fight outside. There were a ton of people fighting. Police were called. Yeah, it was nuts.
San Antonio.
Yeah, great place, but it's crazy. Were we saying, Holly, did you answer the like traveled part?
Oh, no, I didn't. I have not left the country, so I don't have any any places outside of the country in the world that I've been to. But I love Lake George. I think Lake George is just a very relaxing and beautiful place. I discovered it just a few years ago, how great it is, and I kind of look forward to going there every summer and just kind of not having any of the stuff in my everyday life around me. I really like Las Vegas. You can't have a bad time in Las Vegas as long as you're paying attention to your surroundings. It's really fun, and I want to get back there and go to the punk rock museum. I haven't been out since that opened, so I'd like to go back there.
We went to Las Vegas because we had a layover there, and we went to punk rock museum. That was very cool. We got to see a lot of cool stuff. I put a World of Chaos sticker in the bathroom.
Very nice. I think they probably appreciate that there. I would get the feeling.
And I don't think anyone noticed it. There's already 20,000 in there. So
yeah, that's probably what they're going for. Yeah. I've been out there several times. I would go for the Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend, where they have like a whole weekend of rockabilly and psychobilly and punk and all kinds of bands and dancing and tattoos and like markets and car shows, and that's a lot of fun. I've been to that 3 times, so that was my big reason for going out to Vegas. But you find all kinds of other cool stuff while you're out there, so hopefully I get back there soon.
yeah, I heard punk rock bowling is not happening in 2026.
I heard that too.
Wonder why. So if you could live as one animal for a day and be safe from dying, what kind of animal would you choose?
I would be a nice, content, happy, loved house cat.
We have 2.
That would be a great existence, even just for a day.
She kind of hates everything.
I think she's okay.
I mean, I don't think she likes people much. We have a little kitten though named Eddie, and he's the sweetest.
Kittens are great.
Oh,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Eddie. Dinner. Not dinner. I know, but they might come if I say that.
Yeah, Chris, animal question.
Animal question. I would be a Seahawk in the Pacific Northwest, scooping down into the ocean and getting some fish, and then flying back home and having a nice fish dinner. I don't know why I said that. It came to mind.
That works.
Get a good picture.
Do you have a favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Wayne's World.
Delaware.
That actually made me laugh. That's pretty funny.
That's my favorite movie.
I was thinking of that's a great answer. I like that. Not that it's my favorite movie, but right before I came down to look at the link to sign on to this, Daddy's Home was on, and the end when John Cena shows up on a motorcycle, and it's like the girl goes, "Daddy," and I'm just sitting there cracking up. No, okay, that's not my favorite movie. What's my favorite movie? I like silly, I like dumb, I like stuff like that, but I would say long term, I loved Pulp Fiction, but I don't like Quentin Tarantino movies in general. I don't think they're very good, but Pulp Fiction was a favorite. Goodfellas was a favorite. I like kind of like gangster, mob, cartel kind of stuff. But also on the other side, I do really like a dumb movie, a silly movie, comedy, like a Wayne's World, The Step Brothers, uh, things that don't make sense
Dude,
or
where's
just
my car?
rooted in ridiculousness. Dude, where's my car? We
Yeah.
are hot girls. That's a quote, like the quote from that movie. Like there was like when it was out, and I had that job at the airlines. It's like I would just see somebody and like that knew the movie. We would talk about it, and then we would just go, "We are hot girls," and then you would just continue on with the conversation. Like you start heating your lunch up, and you would turn around, "We are hot girls,"
It's also
and then
in this issue of the magazine, the current issue, we did a little piece on "Dude, where's my car?"
that's right, that's right.
If you've never seen it, it's a little bit of a shock probably at this point, like the way that the movie's presented from like cultural norms now. But man, that's a funny movie.
You know
And
what? Also, a movie like that I think about it, I think Superbad when that came out, that was like pushing the envelope of silly movies and what they could do. You know,
yeah,
I really like Superbad, and when it came out, I was like, this is like a little edgy, even for the like this goofy comedy kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Superbad's a really good movie.
I watched it for the first time in a really long time last week, actually. And yeah,
That's something I would want to go revisit. There's a movie that I always used to watch as like a teenager. We have Channel 5 here in New York. And on Saturday afternoons, they would play old movies for then. And this is like in the 80s. And there was one movie called The Taking of Pelham 123. Pelham is an area in the Bronx, and it was a train line or a train called Pelham 123. And it's about these 4 or 5 like not gangsters, like thieves that they cut one of the cars off, and they basically hijacked the train. And Walter Matthau, who was in the Bad News Bears, like that old movie, the original one, was one of the main guys in it. And it's just like this classic New York City, time sensitive. It was like perfect for the time. It shows New York City like in the 70s, and like this like really cool grimy light. And it's like a movie that I will always go back to and always go, I remember watching this 100 times on Saturday afternoons, pick it up an hour in or only 15 minutes in, but I watched that movie a ton of times, and I really like that movie. I think that's if someone wants to find out about like New York City from the 70s, that's like a good movie that will show you uh the backdrop of the way the city looked, and it was pretty cool.
yeah, it's a really cool movie.
The
Yeah,
remake is out with John Travolta, and I don't think I saw it. It's decent, but it's not. There's no way it doesn't touch the original. That's probably like at least 10 years old by now. I would say maybe longer, older.
yeah. I saw Wayne's World for the first time like last year, I think. Yeah, it's my state's claim to fame, so
True. What'd you think of it? Did you like it?
yeah,
That was my
it's a great silly movie.
You like the different endings?
There's different endings.
I don't remember. Wait.
Yeah,
I don't even.
there's different endings on the movie.
Wait, how does that work?
Well, it they just plays through. They show you the end of the movie and they go, I'm not gonna
Okay.
ruin it. You gotta go back and watch it again, but they do different endings,
Oh,
I
okay.
vaguely remember. We'll watch it again.
different
Kind
outcomes.
of like through the credits, right? Like the credits might come on and they go, wait, the movie's not over? Like one of those things, or
It's they end like the whole thing culminates at the end where they're trying to get the record executive there,
yeah.
and then
I
it
remember that.
doesn't pan out, and then they go, oh wait, let's do the Scooby-Doo ending because they don't like the way the movie
Yeah.
ended, so they're like doo-doo, and they go ahead and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it better, and everyone wins.
What was the movie? What was the Adam Sandler movie we watched recently in like September?
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Billy Madison's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies, if not my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
Just hilarious.
Shout out to Elf also. Elf is a great movie.
Elf is a great movie, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, so I didn't watch it for a long time. And then one day I just sat down with my mom and watched it and laughed a lot. And now I watch it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grown on me. It's like I liked it at first, and each
Watch
year
it.
it's become like to me like a great Christmas movie.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you're a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Yeah, wow, good memory.
I don't even remember that. If you could tell your 14-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell them?
Ooh. I'd probably just encourage myself to keep on the path I'm on because, when you're younger, sometimes you wonder if your tastes or the things that you think are important are actually important, like you kind of doubt yourself a little bit, or you just kind of you don't know where your life's going to take you. You don't really think about that stuff when you're 14. I don't know. I think I would just reassure myself that I'm just stick with what I'm doing because it's going to work out with all the music and making a zine and all doing all that stuff that I am still doing.
At 14, I was still listening to like pop music, like on the radio. And like a year later, I'll probably tell myself, follow through with that music that you're gonna find next year. Because it was like 85. It was I'm 55. Geez. So 1984, I was 14, and that would be like listening to WPLJ and like the top 5 at 9 or top 3 at 9, and it was like it'd be like I don't know, Cyndi Lauper and Duran Duran and stuff like that in that time period. And then like within a year and a half, 2 years, we were like fully immersed in like all things metal and then hardcore. Yeah, I think it was one of the best things that I found. It's like some kind of chance. It's almost like in a way it was like we kind of like fell into it by chance, in that as kids that we went to school with, there was like 3 different areas, and like we kind of came together at school. And when the kids from school, we started becoming friends with other kids from other schools, it's like we found like their hardcore, their metal person, and that person led us into other bands, and it was like this giant web almost. And that all started around the time I was 14 years old. And by the time I was 15 and then 16, it was like fully on. But it was like little baby steps at first, meeting these people, like one of my friends. Well, there's this kid in school, he's got this Minor Threat record, it's really good. Oh yeah, let's check it out. And it's like into Minor Threat. And then he's got a Black Flag record, and or Suicidal Tendencies. I'm like, what's a Suicidal Tendency? Oh, let's check him out. Or Venom, and all these crazy bands that we found. And it was a good ride. But yeah, I guess I would tell myself to continue on with this music, keep searching for it and keep seeking it out, because it's something that I have no regrets, or I have a lot of fond memories from being into this music and all heavy music in general.
Yeah, I was the same way. Once I realized that the stuff that I was liking on the radio had like, deeper counterparts, not even necessarily deeper, but like that there was so much more to discover. That was it. I just dove into that, and that was just took a lot of my attention, and I'm so happy that that happened to me. That's all. Just stay on that path, I guess.
Yep. Cool. Suicidal Tendencies is the band that got my mom into this music, punk and hardcore, because there's a kitty. This is our grumpy kitty.
Aw.
That's a cool cat. Look at that face.
Yeah, really cool markings.
Pretty.
Very pretty kitty.
I like calling her no, she's not itty bitty anymore. She's
What'd you used to call her?
itty bitty pretty shitty kitty. She doesn't like, but it's fine. Suicidal Tendencies is the band that got my mom into punk and hardcore, because on the back of the bus, was it high school or middle school?
Middle school, I think.
On the back of the bus in like middle school, there were the bad kids listening to Suicidal Tendencies, and
On a boombox.
On a boombox.
See, now it'd be in their ears, and I would
Yeah.
never heard it.
yeah, he asked what it was, and then and she got the tape like a couple days later. And then my dad got into hardcore through a couple kids in his high school.
I got the first punk hardcore record I bought was the Suicidal Tendencies record, the first record. I bought that with Venom. I was Christmas shopping with my parents. So Venom black metal, which is one type of music, and then there was Suicidal Tendencies. I remember coming home, I was playing the lyrics, I'm a suicidal failure. I got to get some help. I have suicidal tendencies. I just can't kill myself. This is blasting in my room. Me and my brother go, this shit's fucking awesome. And then my mother, the door just breaks open. What are you listening to? Oh my God, turn it off right now. And then she grabs the lyric sheet and balls it up and throws it into the garbage can. And we just turned it off like, oh shit, she didn't take the music. She just took the lyric sheet. So then I just put it on. I put something else on. And then later that night, when everybody went to bed, one of us, my brother or I, went into the garbage can and like dug out the lyric sheet and unfolded it. And we went up to the print shop like the next day. We would walk around, and all our rooms were covered in flyers. Like I wonder why my house is covered in stickers, but like when I was younger, it was like all show flyers. So anyway, they knew us very well at the copy shop, and I got the lyrics sheet like flattened out, like maybe if there was spaghetti sauce or some kind of stain on the lyric sheet. I kind of cleaned it up, and then I had like a photocopy of the lyric sheet. And then I would always be very careful when I would play Suicidal Tendencies in the house, so I would make sure I maybe put my headphones on and not blast it. But my mom tried to squelch that Suicidal Tendencies fandom early on.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom showed me them when I was 10, so very opposite.
Very different.
My band covers Subliminal sometimes.
That's a great song.
Very good song.
Do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Listen to Bring the Noise, hardcore punk radio. It's on every Wednesday Eastern time. It's an internet radio show, so it's like if you live in Japan, if you live in Brazil, you can listen to it anywhere that you have a connection. And there's apps for Apple and Android. You can listen to it anywhere. I feel it's a really, really cool show, not just because we do it, but it's like I have like, I'm more of the hardcore type of person in the show, and Holly leans more punk, although we like both. Both of us like both kind of feels. Like she's more like the rancid type of person, and I'm more like the madball, sick of it all type of person, I would say. And I feel like our playlists really, really work well off each other. And it's a really cool, I think it's like a really cool product. And then other than that, I do the ineffecthardcore.com website, lots of updates. Follow us on social media. It's InEffect HC on Instagram, and I think it's InEffect Hardcore on Facebook. Just try to update as much as possible and try to do cool things where it's like sometimes we have bigger bands. We also like to put some of the smaller bands or up and coming bands. We have a section called Fresh Blood that covers a lot of covers all bands that are, in the demo stages. They don't have maybe they've been out for like less than a year. They've only played a couple of shows. And I just always like to try to help out bands that are on the way up, because I remember when my friends' bands were coming up, early on, and they felt like they weren't getting recognition. So it was like one of the things that I always like to do with InEffect was to try to also help out bands that I feel are good that maybe are not getting as much recognition.
Yeah, for sure. That's a kind of a big mission of mine as well. I Outsider Magazine on Instagram and on Facebook. Our handle for Bring the Noise is Bring the Noise Radio. If you're looking for us on Instagram, we're also on Facebook.
Yep.
And my website is nyoutsiders.com, and that's where you can find the shows that I have upcoming, and you can download back issues. You can see some photos and videos from our shows. That has to get updated. That's something I'm working on in the new year. And just general contact information. That's where people can ask for copies to be mailed to them. So
Cool.
it's gonna be, there'll be a lot more coming in the next year, the new year. We've got a lot of, like we said, a lot of projects, but hopefully the website will get a little more expanded too.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks to Chris and Holly for joining me today, and thanks to all you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're following on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
Hi, thanks, Gabe.
Yep.
Thank you, Gabe. Have a good night.